Welcome to Tom Bob Outdoors Friends in Wild Places. On this week's episode, Posse member Kevin Clinton heads to the beautiful mountains of the Western Carolinas to meet primitive hunting expert Bill Mosseller. Stay tuned to Tom Bob Outdoors as we explore some of the hunting techniques of our earliest ancestors. You're watching Friends in Wild Places.
Letting it fly. You can find me high on the mountaintop, floating down a river rock, living for the ride. If you really want room to run, I'll show you where to get it done. Step off the back porch, jump across the fence. Don't let the barbed wire catch you in the pants. I'll be waiting in the bottom by the Tom Bob Creek. Come on, take a walk on the wild side with me.
Now let's join primitive hunting expert Bill Mosseller Creekside and learn about the atlatl spear.
The atlatl is one of the oldest weapons on Earth and probably the most powerful weapon on Earth for 25,000 years. They found atlatls in caves in France and Spain. In those caves they had hunting scenes of men throwing spears at almost every animal imaginable. Elk, deer, bear, mammoths, even fish. Because of that, I believe man became the most powerful predator on Earth. In the early 90s, I bought an atlatl and some spears and started practicing. And I just wanted to see if I could get a deer with this weapon. And the first couple years, I half-heartedly tried, and probably after 3 or 4 years of practicing with the atlatl, I got serious about going hunting with it. You know the deer's abilities to react to danger, but what you don't know is your abilities and your speed. And that was one of the things I got out of that spear hunting. I realized that I'm as fast as that deer, and I can beat that deer, speed and everything else. The atlatl gives you that ability. There's no noise involved. So the deer, there's nothing for the deer to react to except being hit or maybe my movement. To have that deer that close and not know you're there, for you to have to wait, for the head to be turned, for it not to be looking at you or to be distracted by something else. You throw that spear and it flies through the air. It's almost like it's in slow motion. I've been hunting white-tailed deer for over 20 years with the atlatl. I've killed over 25 whitetails, and without a doubt, it's the best hunting experience and an adrenaline rush that you can't imagine. There are a lot of different kind of atlatls, and every year I like to make a new atlatl. This is this year's model. It's made with warthog tusks. I like to make a new one every year. This sort of puts a little something into the hunt, just like making the arrowheads, you know, make a new atlatl and try it out. And this one here I haven't used yet. Basically just like throwing a rock or a baseball or something. Extends your arm is what it does and gives you a lot more power. Probably 50 to 100 times more force with the atlatl than with your arm. I killed this deer down in Enum Plantation in Alabama. One of my first bucks with a spear. This was the place that the guys didn't believe I could get one with a spear, and I had to come to dinner, and I was the only guy out of about 7 that killed anything. I got this one, so it's pretty special kill.
When we come back, we get to see how Posse member Kevin fares with an atlatl. You're watching Friends in Wild Places. Welcome to Bob's Army and Navy of Clearfield, Pennsylvania. We are the area's largest retailer of hunting and sporting goods, including guns in all areas, hunting equipment and supplies, boots for all situations, archery supplies, reloading equipment supplies, and Army surplus. Be sure to stop in and talk to the area's most knowledgeable and friendly staff at Bob's Army and Navy.
We are Bob's Army Navy.
I love everything about this program, to be honest with you. It's the teachers, the professors are amazing.
The Wildlife Technology program at Penn State Du Bois is the only two-year wildlife program in the area. So our students get to go right into their wildlife and forestry classes when they get here. So we have multiple people who send us a message every year when they're looking for technicians because they want to pick them right from this program.
As long as you love being outdoors and learning about animals and plants or even just forestry, you can come into this and you're going to have a ton of fun.
Three-time AACA Grand National Award-winning H&H Performance. H&H Performance can handle your classic restoration, street rod, custom, and retro mod projects. They feature sheet metal, fabrication, chassis and suspension work, body and paint, interior, engine rebuilding, and transmission rebuilding services. From paint touch-up and towing to complete basket case restorations, H&H Performance has you covered.
The Keystone Elk Country Alliance, combining an entertaining and educational experience with family fun. The leader in conservation education, improving habitat projects for elk and other wildlife in Pennsylvania's elk country. In the heart of the Pennsylvania wilds, the Keystone Elk Country Alliance, located at the Elk Country Visitor Center. To learn more, visit experienceelkcountry.com.
So we're back here with Tom Bob Outdoors, Friends in Wild Places, and we're here with Bill Mosseller, who is an expert at the Atlatl, and we're going to hear a lot more about that, and you have already heard a lot about it. And I'm going to give it a try to see if I can throw it and see what it's all about as well. But Bill, you've been doing this for 20-some years.
Yep.
Hunting with this Atlatl, and just the amount of adrenaline that I can imagine you can get. Now we have a stuffed deer down here. Obviously, we can't get one down here on call, so we're gonna set up and shoot at that. But I couldn't imagine. I mean, this is probably right here is probably the distance you would say that you
That's
would be.
pretty close.
Pretty close.
Yeah,
10, 15 yards.
5 to 15 yards.
5
Yeah.
15 yards, and so 5 to 15 yards away, hitting this animal that has no idea it's coming.
Yeah.
And you said it makes no sound.
Makes no sound.
I've even seen on some of the videos that Bill's put out that he gets second shots. I mean, how many people get second shots?
Second and third shots.
Second and third shots.
Yeah.
Because of that sound. So even bow hunters don't get that.
No.
And I mean, bow hunt's a little bit better, ain't like a gun, but with this, it's primitive.
It's primitive.
It's the oldest weapon known to man for the most part.
Besides a rock.
Besides a rock, right?
Yeah.
And it'd be hard to get a deer with a rock.
It would be
5
hard.
yards.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and we'll get set up here, and let me try and knock in one of these. And
You take your step as you're throwing, boom, like a baseball thrower.
oh! That was going down.
Yeah, it's going down.
I don't mess around with the heart and stuff. I just right in the neck.
Right in the neck.
Yeah, I don't. I mean,
There's a lot of kinetic energy on these spears. It probably knock them down.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I just didn't want to mess around and have them run and stuff. I just want to get them in the
Drop
neck and knock it out.
Yeah. These are spears that I hunt with. They're about 7-8 ounces, and they're about 6 foot long. Most of the time when I throw at a deer, it doesn't move. Like when you shoot a bow and arrow, they react to that sound of the string. There's no reaction with this because there's no noise involved. I put this on, this is what I call a bridle. It keeps it from slipping out of my hand. When my hands get all sweaty from worrying about whether or not that deer is going to see me or not. That hooks in right there just like that. And you don't throw the Atlatl hard. The Atlatl does all the work for you. So it's really just an easy throw like that. You stick your hand in here, and that's just to keep it from coming off if it was to slip out. Okay. And you run your fingers through there just like that. And hold it just like that. The end of the spear goes right into there just like that. And you got to keep it pushed up like that. And you're going to set that on your index finger, and you just sort of hold it with your thumb and middle finger. Okay. You just hold it just like that. And what you do is you put your elbow back like that, and it's just a really smooth throw, just like that.
Just like that.
Just throw it like you would a rock. Don't worry about the stick or anything. Just pretend it's just a rock, and you're just throwing a rock over there. Well, that was pretty good. He just went high. That was a good throw, that second one there. It's getting there. This is a spear. I've killed 3 different deer with this spear. It's a bamboo spear. It's got copperhead skin on it, and turkey feather fletchings, and a reproduction Clovis spearhead, which I make myself. It's got a hardwood shaft on it, but this comes apart when you spear your deer. This goes off for the deer. I retired. This spear is retired. It's already done its job.
We all know how much we value our gear. Through St. Mary's Insurance Agency and affiliates, through Erie Insurance, we make buying insurance for all your outdoor adventures the most convenient. From insuring camps, recreational vehicles, ATVs, side-by-sides, to pickup trucks, Jeeps, campers, and trailers. Come to St. Mary's Insurance Agency for all your personal, life, health, and business insurance needs. Hey, are you covered?
Oh, people at Continuous Metal Technology.
Yo, working with the folks at Ballistic Products.
They do all kinds of checks to make sure ITX is the best product.
And then they rely on us to do the final check. Woo! Ground check.
When it's time to perform, don't waste your opportunity. We are the science of performance. You won't truly understand ammo until you start making your own. Ballistic Products, the science of performance.
Visit shop.tomboboutdoors.com for the best deals on all of your favorite Tom Bob Outdoors products. Check out everything from the Tom Bob lure with scent fusion technology to CTX and ITX projectiles, Tom Bob and CMT logo wear, and even the Tom Bob earrings. All this at one convenient location, shop.tomboboutdoors.com. And don't forget to watch Friends in Wild Places Adventure Series on your favorite cable network. Welcome back to Friends in Wild Places. We join Kevin and Bill as they search for Native American artifacts in a plowed farmer's field.
This is one of my favorite fields out here. We're in Lake Lure. There's a big river right here on the other side of the field. I've been hunting airheads here for over 20 years. It's a really good place. It hadn't rained much, but I think we still have a chance to find some stuff. Right here, Kevin, here's a piece of pottery. Just a small piece, but you can see that there's stuff here. That's just a little piece that was laying right there. There's some more pottery.
How can you tell the pottery?
Well, it's I guess after a while it seems easy to me, but it's just the color of it and consistency and the sometimes they have markings on them. This particular piece here doesn't. Hey Kevin, here's something right here. There's a big piece of pottery. See there? Oh, it's got some markings on it. It's a nice piece of pottery.
Bill has been collecting, searching for, and preserving Native American artifacts for many, many years. His extensive collection includes tomahawks, arrowheads, tools, pottery, and much more. You can see this collection on display and open to the public at the Backdoor Distillery located in the Blue Ridge Foothills in Tryon, North Carolina.
That's actually done with the fingernails. Those little grooves right there are actually where the Indians used his fingertips to make a design. And you look, this is the lip of a bowl. You know, this is the top edge of the bowl. And it had a pretty nice design on it. That's real nice. That's a real nice piece. I'll keep that one too. Here's another piece of pottery, Kevin. Right there, this has got a really neat design on it. Yeah, I think that was done with a corn cob. You see the little squares on it? That's a nice little piece of pottery too. It's slick on the inside and got a little design on the outside. You just got to really look hard when you're trying to find something, because there may not be very much of the arrowhead showing. It may just be a little piece, and you may just see a shape or a color. You see this right here? This is a flake right here off an arrowhead. And this is like evidence. When I go out into a field and I start seeing stuff like that, I know I'm getting close. Hey Kevin, here's one. Look at there. See it? See, you can just barely see see that little shape right there? Yeah. Okay. Let's just see. Wow. Yeah. It's broke, but that's still pretty nice. Yeah. Real nice. That arrowhead there is probably 6,000 to 8,000 years old. Right there. It's even got a little bit of a flute kind of going on right there. This area right here, if it had been rained on, we'd be seeing all kinds of black and gold, orange chips. It's just hadn't rained enough. That's a little piece of pottery there too. I think I found something here, Kevin. You see that little white flake there? Can you see it? See, I'm not sure what it is.
Oh, wow.
Oh, look at that. Look how small that is. But that's a whole arrowhead. But yeah, that's how you find them right there. You're just looking, and anything that catches your eye, you just flip it over. And I like to concentrate just like when I'm walking about that far. We'll have to come back when it's rained to really get them good. Too bad a haul for about 3 hours of looking around in a dry field. That's some nice points. I think that's your nicest one right there. That one and this one here, that's a real nice point. Some pretty nice pottery there. A lot of nice designs on it. You can see several different styles there.
Welcome to Bob's Army and Navy of Clearfield, Pennsylvania. We are the area's largest retailer of hunting and sporting goods, including guns in all areas, hunting equipment and supplies, boots for all situations, archery supplies, reloading equipment supplies, and Army surplus. Be sure to stop in and talk to the area's most knowledgeable and friendly staff at Bob's Army and Navy.
We are Bob's Army Navy.
I I love everything about this program, to be honest with you. It's the teachers, the professors are amazing.
The Wildlife Technology program at Penn State Du Bois is the only 2-year wildlife program in the area. So our students get to go right into their wildlife and forestry classes when they get here. So we have multiple people who send us a message every year when they're looking for technicians because they want to pick them right from this program.
As long as you love being outdoors and learning about animals and plants or even just forestry, you can come into this and you're going to have a ton of fun.
From medical industry projects to the home project, powder metal affects literally every area of your life. It also affects the adrenaline projects. We supply the component part, you bring it to life. Continuous metal technology.
The Keystone Elk Country Alliance, combining an entertaining and educational experience with family fun. The leader in conservation education, improving habitat projects for elk and other wildlife in Pennsylvania's elk country. In the heart of the Pennsylvania wilds, the Keystone Elk Country Alliance, located at the Elk Country Visitor Center. To learn more, visit experienceelkcountry.com.
Got to do a lot of drawing. This flint knapping is an art, and it takes a lot of years and practice to get proficient. There's a lot of study involved. Yeah, it just flakes it off. You just gotta what I'm trying to do is trying to get one side pretty flat, you see? So you can rock breaks predictably. In other words, with a certain amount of force and a certain amount of direction, I can make it take pieces of rock off exactly where I want to. Like this ridge right here, I want to take that off. I'm going to hit it just like this. See, it took it right off. It's like glass. If you have a real sharp edge, if this is sharp, then it'll crush. When I hit this, it'll just crush. So you got to grind it down to where it's dull, and you got to grind it to where it's dull, and that way, when you hit it, it doesn't crush. It takes the force into the rock and helps make it a stable place to hit. Is what you got to have, a good stable. I'm trying to get this little high area off right here. I'm gonna take that and I'm just gonna go. See that? It came right off. So in other words, you can make it do whatever you want to do as far as taking material off and shaping. And those are razor sharp.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You see, he's been making some.
Look at that. That's funny.
That's what you need to kill deer. This is sharper than surgical steel.
Wow.
And they even do operations, certain eye surgeries with this stone because of how sharp it is.
Warning is delayed.
I'm sorry. Each one of those pieces would have been used as a knife by primitive people. They wouldn't have wasted any of that. That's a knife.
So as you can see, I had my first attempt at picking up a piece of flint, and it was chipped off, and let me tell you, it cut me and I didn't even know I was cut. So I couldn't imagine those deer, like he said, really don't know they're hit when they're hit, because it was until I saw the blood on the blade It was amazing. And this is just a piece that was chipped off as Bill was working on making the new arrowhead. And wow, surgically sharp, unbelievable. So really cool stuff. And like he said, they would take these and make knives out of the flakes and stuff that would come off, and use those tools. So they didn't waste any of that material as well. But pretty cool stuff.
You make the arrowhead and get it shaped and everything like that, but there's another step if you're going to use this point to actually hunt with, and that would be to put that edge on it like you saw a minute ago. But these arrowheads here aren't quite as sharp to hunt with yet. This one here is pretty sharp. This one here is serrated, and it is pretty sharp. And this is the plate glass that I made the glass arrowheads out of. That's what it was made out of right there.
Well, Bill, it was great to have you on the show. We look forward to having you on again. Great, interesting things. You're one of the, I know there's a commercial about the most interesting man, but I would have to say we have him sitting right here as far as the things you know and have done and are doing with the Atlatl and the Native American history and so on, even from the museum up in Tryon and so forth. But really appreciate you having you on the show. Look forward to it again.
I really appreciate you having me on. I've had a good time. Really, really nice meeting y'all.
All right, thanks.
Yep, nice to meet you.
Take care, Bill.
See you.
Welcome to this week's Pennsylvania Great Outdoors Minute. The PA Great Outdoors region is a big, beautiful part of Pennsylvania. Each August on National Aviation Day, some of the airports in the PA Great Outdoors region are host to spectacular celebrations of flight. The Clarion County and St. Mary's airports each attract aviation enthusiasts for a day of fun. Visitors can enjoy aircraft displays and classic car shows. Flying to the PA Great Outdoors region is easy for travelers with 19 weekly flights to and from DuBois Jefferson County Airport to both Pittsburgh and Baltimore. To plan your trip to the Pennsylvania Great Outdoors, go to visit PAGO.com or like PA Great Outdoors on Facebook.
Images like these can make us feel powerless, but know there are people making a difference. Your gift of money and prayers are what they need to make a big impact on the lives of others. We provide to existing missions already established to feed, clothe, teach, and love the poorest of the poor and marginalized. Give to Cross Catholic now by calling or visit us on the web. God bless.
We all know how much we value our gear. Through St. Mary's Insurance Agency and affiliates, through Erie Insurance, we make buying insurance for all your outdoor adventures the most convenient. From insuring camps, recreational vehicles, ATVs, side-by-sides, to pickup trucks, Jeeps, campers, and trailers. Come to St. Mary's Insurance Agency for all your personal, life, health, and business insurance needs. Hey, are you covered?
When it's time to perform, don't waste your opportunity. We are the science of performance. You won't truly understand ammo until you start making your own. Ballistic Products, the science of performance.
Three-time AACA Grand National Award-winning H&H Performance. H&H Performance can handle your classic restoration, street rod, custom, and retro mod projects. They feature sheet metal, fabrication, chassis and suspension work, body and paint, interior, engine rebuilding, and transmission rebuilding services. From paint touch-up and towing to complete basket case restorations, H&H Performance has you covered.